All we need to do is make sure it's free up front and free out back. Nothing's gonna hit, and we can just pull it right out. So that's how we get the deck off. So we're going to be replacing the belt on this MTD Troy-Bilt deck here. So first, we're going to take off our outer guards. Either use a 3/8 socket, or you can use a number 10 socket. Now that's if they have a 6-star center. I think they're a true 3/8, but we use number 10 on them all the time. So you can use a ratchet. You don't have to have a drill set up like this. You can use a wrench. You don't even necessarily have to take all of these off. You can leave one attached, and then you just pivot your guard out of the way, and you can get your deck belt up off of there. But you can always just take them all off. Alrighty, so now we'll move on to the other side. We'll zip that cover off. Now we'll go ahead and move into our idler pulleys here. These are both idler pulleys. This one is also a tensioner pulley. We can see this pivots back and forth, and that puts tension on our belt and turns the deck on. So with that, we can use either a 9/16 or a 14. So you're going to have something for the top and the bottom. That is a bolt that goes all the way through. So we need to get on the bottom as well. I want to show everybody how this guide over here lines up. So we can see here that our guide just sits down here, and we have a little lock-in pin that's been punched out, and it goes in this side here. I hope I don't confuse anybody, because you can see there's holes on both sides. Typically there's just one hole there. In this case, the guide's going to go to the back side. So we're going to do the same thing over here. Up top, again, 14 millimeter or 9/16. And we're just going to loosen it enough to get our belt up out of there. So we just old belt, new belt. When we're putting on a new belt on a riding mower, this is the back of our deck. We can see our lift brackets right here. The belt always runs straight across on the back. Now we need to think about our pulley on our engine. So then we come over to our idler pulleys, put it in here, idler pulley, put in there, and then this runs up to the pulley coming off of our engine. See, our guide has some broken pieces, so we can put this back on either with washers like this over here. We have a washer on there to help hold this broken guard. Now when we're putting these on, we want to make sure that our belt is on perfectly inside before we put these bolts on. That's not something we want to find out later after we engage the deck and ruin a new belt. Okay. So after our belt is installed and everything is retightened, what we want to do is make sure that everything spins freely. So I'm just going to take and spin these by hand, spin this by hand. Now we'll see that our brakes are going to be on with our outside pulley, with our spindle assemblies. So with our spindle assemblies, the brakes are going to be on our pulleys, so we can take and push our tensioner pulley, and we'll see that as we push our tensioner pulley, these brakes will move out, and then we can test these and spin them. Make sure they're spinning free. And then what we can do as well is we'll take the bottom of the deck and we'll wiggle our blades, make sure they're nice and tight.